In life, we often find ourselves deeply attached to people, outcomes, and situations, believing that our happiness depends on holding on to them. But what if the path to true peace lies not in clinging but in letting go? In this video, we explore how Buddhism teaches us the powerful practice of releasing attachment and finding inner peace. Welcome to Buddhist Motivation, a space where we dive deep into the teachings of Buddhism and apply them to our modern lives, helping you discover mindfulness, balance, and spiritual growth. I'm glad you're here with us today. I personally resonate deeply with the message of this video. The wisdom of Buddhism has helped me navigate my own challenges with attachment. I've learned that the more I let go of the need for control and expectation, the more peace I find within myself. This process isn't always easy, but it's incredibly transformative. I'm excited to share this journey with you today, and I hope it inspires you too. Before we dive deeper into the story, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Buddhist Motivation. And please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback truly motivates me to create more content that can help us all grow together on this path of enlightenment. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, profound connection? It's one of those rare moments where your heart whispers, "This is the person I was meant to meet." But what happens when, despite the intensity of the bond, you realize that the universe, or perhaps fate, has made it impossible for the two of you to stay together? It's a painful, heartbreaking realization, one that stirs a deep sense of longing and confusion. You feel as though you've found something meaningful, yet it slips away just as easily as it came into your life. In these moments, it's important to reflect on the true nature of relationships. In Buddhist teachings, we understand that attachment is the root of suffering. While it may seem cruel that someone we connect with so deeply can slip from our grasp, this moment is a profound opportunity for growth and awakening. I've personally experienced moments like this, feeling drawn to someone deeply, knowing there was a connection that transcended the usual interactions. And yet, life had its own course, and the relationship couldn't continue. But I learned that it wasn't the relationship I lost. It was the chance to discover deeper truths about myself. 1. Embracing the impermanence of relationships. In Buddhism, one of the most important truths is impermanence, anicca. Everything in life is transient. This includes people, emotions, and situations that we often cling to, thinking they will last forever. But the Buddha taught us that nothing is permanent, not even the people we love most. Think about it. Every time we form a bond with someone, we become attached to the idea that this connection should last forever. However, attachment leads to suffering, because it sets up expectations that are bound to be unfulfilled. The very act of attachment blinds us to the truth that nothing stays the same. Relationships, just like everything in life, are fleeting. When I reflect on impermanence, I can't help but think of how attachment to outcomes in relationships can cloud our judgment. We may feel immense sorrow when something doesn't work out, but in truth, the real lesson is letting go of the need for permanence. True peace lies in accepting the flow of life, embracing change, and knowing that no experience, no matter how fleeting, is without value. 2. The lessons we learn from meeting the wrong person. The person you meet, love, and lose wasn't sent to punish you. They weren't there to fulfill a particular role or even stay forever. Instead, they came into your life to show you something important about yourself. These encounters often stir up emotions, insecurities, and unresolved wounds that we may have been avoiding for years. They bring out the best and worst parts of us, forcing us to confront aspects of our psyche we never knew existed. Carl Jung spoke of this idea of synchronicity, the concept that significant events and relationships don't occur randomly, but are instead a part of a greater unfolding. From a Buddhist perspective, this aligns with the understanding that our connections are karmic. They serve as mirrors reflecting back to us what needs to be healed or understood. For instance, meeting someone who makes you feel truly seen may also bring to the surface fears of inadequacy or abandonment that you've buried for years. Or, conversely, a relationship may highlight the need to reclaim a part of your identity that you've sacrificed for others. I have personally felt the awakening of old wounds when connecting with others. Relationships have a strange way of mirroring the parts of us that are not yet healed. The pain that arises isn't a sign of failure. It's an invitation to dive deeper into our inner world, to untangle the knots of our emotions, and to heal what we had left hidden. 3. Moving beyond attachment, finding freedom through letting go. The Buddhist teachings invite us to understand that attachment is the root of suffering. We hold on to people, relationships, and even the idea of what could have been because we want to feel secure. But true freedom comes when we release our attachments not only to people but to outcomes, expectations, and even to the idea of perfection. When we face the pain of unrequited love or a relationship that didn't last, it can feel like a crushing defeat. But this pain is often what leads us to liberation. In Buddhist teachings, we talk about letting go as a means of achieving peace. It doesn't mean we stop loving or caring for the person we lost. It simply means we stop clinging to them and the idea that we are incomplete without them. Sometimes, the deepest love isn't about possession, but about the space it creates for transformation and personal growth. By releasing attachment, we can experience a profound shift in how we view ourselves and the world around us. There's a certain kind of peace that comes when you allow yourself to accept the impermanence of a relationship. Yes, it may hurt, but that's also where healing begins. The loss is an invitation to return to yourself, to rediscover your own strength, and to let go of the false belief that your happiness depends on another person. 4. The spiritual significance of unfulfilled connections. A relationship that doesn't work out or a love that cannot be reciprocated is not a mistake, it is a lesson. These experiences are opportunities for spiritual awakening. The Buddha often taught that suffering is not an obstacle but a tool for awakening. When we experience pain, it acts as a mirror, showing us where we need to grow. One of the most powerful realizations is understanding that not every connection is meant to be permanent. Some relationships come into our lives to teach us essential lessons about self-love, boundaries, and acceptance. The person you can't forget didn't come to stay. They came to help you recognize something about yourself. This concept is rooted in the Buddhist idea of samsara, the continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Just as we experience physical rebirth, we also experience emotional and spiritual rebirth. Each connection we have, even if brief, contributes to our spiritual evolution. The pain we feel during these moments is not an indication of something gone wrong, but a sign that we are moving towards something deeper, awakening our true selves. There was a time when I struggled to let go of a connection that felt so meaningful. But with time, I learned that it wasn't about holding on, it was about growing from the experience. The lesson wasn't about possessing that person. It was about learning to love and accept myself more deeply. Embracing the journey of self-discovery. The person you met and lost may not have been meant to stay in your life forever, but they were a part of your journey. They were there to teach you something important, to awaken parts of you that were dormant. The pain of losing them isn't a sign of failure, it's an invitation to look inward and discover the aspects of yourself that still need attention. Buddhism teaches us that every encounter, every relationship, whether joyful or painful, is part of the path toward enlightenment. These experiences are not random. They serve a greater purpose, to help us awaken, grow, and transform into the person we are meant to be. And when we let go of attachment, we find a deeper peace, knowing that every relationship, every experience, no matter how brief, contributes to our ongoing journey. As I reflect on my own journey, I realize that the people I've loved and lost have been some of my greatest teachers. They didn't fill a void within me. They helped me uncover the pieces of myself that I hadn't yet discovered. And for that, I am forever grateful. Remember, the person you love but can't be with was never meant to complete you. They were sent to help you realize that you are already complete. And in the end, this is the greatest lesson of all. That you, and only you, hold the key to your own awakening. Thank you for watching. I hope this exploration into how Buddhism teaches us to release attachment has brought some clarity and insight into your own life. The journey of letting go is one that can lead to profound peace, but it takes patience, mindfulness, and practice. I encourage you to keep reflecting on the wisdom shared here and apply it in your own life step by step. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Buddhist Motivation for more content on mindfulness, self-discovery, and the teachings of Buddhism. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences with attachment in the comments below. Your engagement truly helps inspire future videos. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will explore more Buddhist wisdom to guide you on your path to peace and awakening. Until then, take care and stay mindful.